Tonight on After Dark, Dark Matter's very own Rio and Teku, with special guest Marina Such from Geek TV magazine, joins Zoie Palmer to break down what happened on episode 5. Misaki saves Rio yet again. Human Android does a little cosplay. And Teku's plans for the Empire. Plus a sneak peek at a clip from next week's episode. So don't get spaced. After Dark starts right now.
Welcome back to After Dark. I'm Zoie Palmer, bringing to you the conversation each week about what's happening on Dark Matter. Welcome from the House of Ishida, Emperor Rio himself, Alex Mallory Jr., and his ever-trusted advisor, Teku Fonsei, Andrew Moody. And also joining us is Marina Such, TV series journalist and blogger from Madrid, Spain. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you.
So, Alex.
Yes, Zoie.
Or should I call you Traitor Rio?
I don't like that one.
No, I know. I don't know.
Alex.
It just fell out of me. There seems to be a little bit of unrest in your empire, as it were. So we're just wondering, where is Rio's head at? Talk to us.
Honestly, by this episode, Rio is starting to break. And we're starting to see something that we've yet to see from Rio, and that's weakness.
And on top of that, Rio is losing the war.
Are we really losing the war? How are you advising me?
Do you want the truth?
You know what? It doesn't matter. I'm going to ask you something, because the real story is the Southern Belle.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What do you mean you don't know what I'm talking about? You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Hi, cutie. Client number 3664297.
It was totally fun to play that. I mean, you know, as the android, of course, I play somebody without a lot of, how can I say, expression. So it was fun to express myself. Really, I felt like Madonna. It was, yeah.
Behind the scenes with Anthony Lemke.
This lagoon behind me is a brand new addition for season 4, so if we get there, watch out for it. And the master behind the screens right here is Greg.
The hardest part about these graphics is that it needs to loop seamlessly. So we try and find that sweet spot in the stock footage. If you watch the big guy that swims across here, he's sort of the start of the whole sequence.
There he is. Watch up here. You'll see this guy here, he will dissolve. Whoop, disappeared.
That's the beginning
That's the beginning of the loop.
So I have a question for Rio.
Let's do it.
Rio suffers an assassination attempt. If Rio were actually poisoned, who would take over the throne? Is Misaki plotting something?
I don't think Misaki's plotting. Her means are simply to protect the throne.
Maybe it's somebody you just wouldn't suspect. Maybe it's somebody just, I don't know.
Well, your character is very sort of observant, right? Like, your character is, I
Which
think...
are the ones you gotta watch out for?
You're the watcher. Do you think...
All I will say...
Right?
is that it is always someone who's closest to the throne.
It seems like Teku, it's like a little bit the angel on Rio's shoulder, and Misaki's maybe the devil on Rio's shoulder.
Yeah, no, I think that it's true. I think there's something about Teku who's trying to get at Rio's finer, better nature.
Inspire them, and they will follow you to the ends of the galaxy.
If I were to choose who takes the throne, certainly give it to Teku.
Oh, what?
I would certainly give it to Teku.
Are you talking as Alex now?
I'm talking as Alex.
Alex would give Teku the throne.
Alex would give Teku the throne.
Okay.
I just don't, this is so awesome. I didn't see this coming.
So, but there's a moment in this episode where Teku raises his voice to Rio.
Tamakin is the birthplace of Ishida, and it's still the spiritual home of our people.
It is exposed. It requires too many resources to defend, and it has no strategic value.
There's more to winning wars than strategy.
There's the scene. So do you think that that informs how he will relate to him in the future?
In that same scene, Rio did catch himself disrespecting you. And how I played Rio this season is I really wanted him to keep that respect for Teku, because it was very important for you to remain that mentor.
And also, too, there are cultures out there where they actually have respect for their elders. And so I think it's a part of our relationship that there's a certain amount of respect because Teku is an elder.
Well, on that note, having joined forces, do you think that Teku feels like he's become the emperor that he hoped he would be?
I am actually more curious about like what it's like to go from like being an android to actually
Dear
just
Lord.
like feeling thing. Now, actually, I'm very curious about that. Like, how did it feel as a performer, too? Did you feel like it was being unleashed?
You mean being the android versus human-chipped android?
Yes, exactly.
Well, it's been a really interesting evolution. Like, season 1 was essentially my discovering how to play an android, right? Like, the idea of having everything that an actor uses typically as their tools taken away. I mean, even minor facial expressions were taken away. It's been an interesting acting exercise that you can convey a considerable amount with less than you think you need, you know?
That voice you have for android is astonishing. Where did that come from? How did that develop?
I don't know. I mean, and it's evolved over the seasons too. You know, like Red Android is a bit deeper.
You are a machine.
And our ship's android, I keep her a little higher pitched.
I'm not surprised.
Because the character was originally male, and because she has so little femininity and sexuality, I wanted to find some way to bring some softness to her somehow.
Right.
And then slightly higher pitch was a way to do that.
No warships in the area. Marauder, you're good to go.
So in social media, the Spanish fans are talking a lot about the relationship between the android and 3. Because there's some, you know, glances, some strange stuff going on there.
Thought you liked to change back into robot mode when you're on the ship.
Not yet. I know that 3 struggles with androids in general. That seems to be
3 struggles with
3 struggles.
Any women.
I think 3 just struggles. But the fact that she would have any kind of potential sexuality for him is something he doesn't even know what.
She freaks out.
Not only doesn't want to think about, but doesn't want to have to deal with. But I do think that, you know, the android and 3 have some dynamic that I don't even know what that's going to look like yet. But definitely there's something that you're seeing that isn't in your imagination. So let's talk a little bit about the fight scenes on the show, because they're pretty intricate. And John Stead, our stunt coordinator, is an extraordinary stunt coordinator, I might add.
Amazing.
But he's demanding and challenging, and I would imagine he pushes you.
He does. Yes.
But you have a black belt in, is it Taekwondo, since the age of 6 years old?
I've always been an athlete.
Yeah.
So doing physical things is very easy for me. The most difficult thing that I've had to learn were the swords.
Those first
it flows.
You just look like you'd been a master.
You look like a natural with the swords.
Well, thank you. But no, I had literally 2 or 3 weeks, and now they've become an extension of my arms.
The mastermind behind the stunts.
My name is John Stead, and I'm the stunt coordinator on Dark Matter, Season 3.
Sounds great.
Action. What I do is I read the script first, and I have ideas, obviously, based on that, and we go into a stunt meeting, and I pitch my ideas, and I choreograph it, and then I'll bring the actors in. And based on their skill and ability level, I'll decide at that point how much involvement those actors will have.
And remember, you had your gun high on that there.
Yeah. Fortunately for me, I have a very, very gifted cast who can do their own action. It's fantastic.
I know a little bird has told me that you grew up with Anthony Lemke. Is that true?
Yes. We used to hang out at Anthony's house when he was called Roger. Roger.
That's his real name.
That's what we called him. So Anthony was really young. He was really small. And he was adorable, too. He was a little kid. We teased the crap out of him constantly. And so I go on with my life, and I hear that Anthony's become an actor, and I get to finally see Anthony after all these years. And he's really tall, and he's really strong. And I just look into his eyes, and all I'm thinking is, I really hope he doesn't remember.
But did he?
Yeah, he remembered me, yeah.
Well, it's interesting.
This is the angel on my shoulder, ladies and gentlemen.
What's interesting, though, that people don't know about Anthony is that he's also a lawyer.
Yeah.
He's not a practicing lawyer, but has passed the bar and is a lawyer. And another interesting tidbit is that Roger Cross, who plays Six, is a pilot.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we have some pretty interesting folks on our show.
All I heard was that he could sue me.
Well, he can.
Yeah.
All I heard was that.
Yeah, and Roger will fly him to court. It'll be perfect.
Absolutely.
Got it.
Great.
All right, that is all the time we have for tonight. Now, here's an exclusive sneak peek at next week's episode.
No! Please! Would anyone else like to question the royal court's decision in this matter?
All right, that's all the time we have for tonight. Thank you very much, Alex and Andrew, for joining us, and of course to Marina. Don't forget to go to the Sci-Fi websites for more extended content from tonight's episode. We'll see you next week, After Dark. Bye!